Every year, hundreds of thousands of smart people walk into a BMW showroom. They are educated and financially savvy, yet they leave with a decision they will regret. Not because they are not smart enough, but because BMW has spent 50 years building a sophisticated trap. It looks exactly like a reward for those who deserve it. The trap is not in the sticker price. It is not in the interest rate. It lives in three numbers no salesperson will put on the table. 55.9% of the car's value vanishes within 5 years. Yearly maintenance costs $968 after warranty, and 5 recalls hit in just the first 2 years of the latest generation. Those three numbers form a calculation most buyers only see after signing. If you are thinking about buying one, this video is for you. Wonder why truly wealthy people rarely visit BMW showrooms? Watch this first. Part 1: What the BMW 5 Series really is, and why it is the perfect trap. The BMW 5 Series was born in 1972. More than 50 years later, it remains one of the first names people think of. It comes up the moment someone mentions a success car. That is not by accident, bricks. That is 50 years of marketing that no other car brand has matched. The 2024 BMW 5 Series starts at $56,500. That is the price for the standard 530i trim. Fully loaded with xDrive, M Sport, and tech features, the price climbs. The actual invoice often reaches $67,000 to $75,000. The 8th generation launched in 2024 with a completely new design. It features a curved display and a fully electric version called the i5. On paper, this is the most impressive car in its class. But here is the structure of the trap BMW has perfected over decades. The 5 Series is not sold as a mode of transportation. It is sold as a milestone. It is what you promised yourself you would buy when your income was high enough, when your bank account was ready, when you had finally arrived. And when that emotion takes over the decision, you are already in the trap. That happens before the salesperson even pours your coffee. Part 2: The first year, when the honeymoon ends. The first year of owning a BMW 5 Series is usually the best year. The car is new. The warranty is still active. BMW Care covers all scheduled maintenance. Every time you drive out, that feeling of having made it is still intact. That is exactly how the trap works. It gives you one good year so you stop asking questions. Problems start showing up in year 2. Consumer Reports noted the 2025 BMW 5 Series is less reliable than its rivals. It has had 5 recalls from the INETSA in just its first 2 years on the market. This is not an old model or an outdated generation. This is the newest version, the 8th generation, launched in 2024. According to RepairPal, BMW owners bring their car in for unscheduled repairs. That happens an average of 0.9 times per year. That is more than double the industry average of 0.4 times. And 15% of those repairs are classified as serious issues, not air filter replacements or brake pad changes. These are problems that cost real money and real time. Here is the most important point. The BMW warranty lasts 4 years or 50,000 miles. Most serious problems start showing up from year 3 onward. That is right when the warranty is about to expire, and the entire bill shifts over to your pocket. The trap does not activate the moment you sign the contract. It activates exactly when the warranty runs out. Part 3: The real cost of the blue and white badge on the steering wheel. Let us skip the driving feel and talk about real money, not the sticker price, but the money you keep spending after you drive home. That is when BMW Care stops covering the bills for you. According to RepairPal, the average annual cost for BMW maintenance and repairs. That number comes in at $968 per year. That is 48% higher than the industry average. The industry average sits at $652, but that average includes the years when the car is still under warranty. From year 5 onward, the real number is significantly higher. Consumer Reports estimates BMW ownership costs $11,000. That covers maintenance and repairs over 10 years. A Lexus costs $7,400 over the same period. The gap is $3,600, but it is not evenly distributed. In the first 5 years when the warranty is active, both are roughly equal. From year 6 to year 10, BMW costs $9,300. Lexus costs only $5,600 over that same stretch. That is when the trap really tightens. The specific costs on a BMW 530i are not abstract numbers. An oil change at the dealer requires BMW LLL1's special synthetic oil that runs $180 to $280. A front brake replacement costs $600 to $1,200. Tires wear out earlier than expected on the M Sport suspension. That system is tuned for driving performance, not tire longevity. The high-pressure fuel pump is a known weak point on BMW turbo engines. Replacing it costs $1,500 to $3,000. Estimated BMW maintenance runs $1,200 per year at minimum. It can climb to $2,500 depending on the service. Costs have also risen in 2024 and 2025 due to inflation. Supply chain issues for German parts have added to the pressure. BMW Care covers 3 years of scheduled maintenance. After that, every invoice is yours alone, and none of those numbers come up during your purchase consultation. Part 4. The depreciation numbers dealers hide in the fine print. This is the number BMW salespeople never write on the whiteboard, and the reason is not that they do not know it. It is because if they did, the conversation would end very differently. According to iSeeCars, based on over 15 million real car transactions, the BMW 5 Series loses 55.9% of its value. That happens within just 5 years of purchase. On a $67,000 car, that leaves about $26,000. The luxury mid-size segment average depreciation is 46.4%. The 5 Series depreciates nearly 10 points faster than its segment average. But the most striking number is not that one. In a separate hybrid analysis, iSeeCars ranked the BMW 5 Series hybrid last. It showed 64.7% depreciation after 5 years. That was the lowest score on the entire list, with no exceptions. In a direct comparison with competitors in the same segment, the BMW 5 Series loses 61.4% of its value after 5 years. The Lexus ES 350 loses only 42.1% over the same period. iSeeCars rates the BMW 5 Series overall quality at 7.0 out of 10. The Lexus ES 350 scores 8.4 out of 10. Now let us put this into real dollars. A buyer who purchases a new BMW 530i at $67,000. After 5 years, that car is worth about $29,000. A buyer who purchases a new Lexus ES 350 at $48,000. After 5 years, that car is worth about $28,000. The BMW costs $19,000 more at the time of purchase. The retained value after 5 years is nearly identical. That means the $19,000 price difference evaporates completely. It creates no additional value after 5 years. Add the 10-year maintenance gap of $3,600. That figure comes directly from Consumer Reports. The total real financial gap between the BMW 5 Series and the Lexus ES. That difference exceeds $22,000. That is a number you deserve to know before signing the contract, not after you have been driving it home for 3 years. Part 5. Recalls. When BMW calls vehicles back over brakes and steering problems, this is the part no car review ever mentions, and not because this information is hard to find. It is hard to read. In 2024, BMW recalled the 530i, the i5, and a range of other models. The integrated braking system was found to have potential malfunctions. This could result in a loss of brake assist. It could also cause the ABS and DSC systems to stop functioning correctly. That increases the risk of an accident. The cause was not normal wear and tear. The cause was a weld inside the braking system's servo motor that could fracture. This is a manufacturing-level defect on a brand-new car. There is no way to detect it until BMW sends you a notice. The 2025 BMW 5 Series alone has had 5 recalls from the NHTSA. One involves a steering shaft that could crack. That defect can cause a complete loss of steering control. Another involves the integrated braking system. A third involves air conditioning wiring that can fail. The failure can occur during a routine cabin filter replacement. This is not a recall on a 2015 model or an outdated generation. This is a recall on the 8th generation BMW 5 Series, the newest, most advanced, most expensive version in the model's history. What does that say about quality control? A $67,000 car needed 5 recalls in its first 2 years. No cost of ownership spreadsheet can calculate that kind of risk, the risk of driving a car that is still waiting on a recall. But that risk is real. It is documented by the NHTSA, not by an internet forum. Part 6. The Psychological Trap. Why smart people still fall for it. So why do smart people still buy it? That is the real question. And the answer is not that they do not know the numbers. The answer is that BMW has built a psychological trap so perfect, even people who know the numbers find ways to rationalize walking into it. Here is how the mechanism works. BMW does not sell cars. BMW sells a story about who you are, the version of yourself you have spent years working to become. And that story is designed to trigger one very specific emotion. The feeling that you have earned this. When you are standing in a BMW showroom after 10 years of hard work, with enough income and savings, that question feels out of place. Asking about year 6 maintenance costs feels like something losers do. Truly successful people do not ask about maintenance costs. That is the silent message 50 years of BMW marketing has planted in your head. And that is exactly the trap, not the car, not the price, but the feeling that doing the math means you have not truly arrived yet. The truth is the complete opposite. It is precisely because truly wealthy people have succeeded. That is why they ask about year 6 maintenance costs. They ask because they know wealth is not built by looking successful. It is built by decisions that let you actually keep that success. Part 7. The Escape Route. What truly wealthy people choose instead. At this point, it would be dishonest to only present one side. The BMW 5 Series is not a bad car, and for a very specific type of buyer, it is a completely justifiable choice. If you lease for 36 months and return it before the warranty expires. If you live in a major city close to a dealer. And if you work where the car badge carries real professional value. In that context, the BMW 5 Series works well. The driving experience is genuinely outstanding. The cabin is genuinely premium, and with a short-term lease, you avoid the steepest depreciation. You also skip the maintenance bills that hit after year 4. But here is the way out for those who do not fit that profile. The Lexus ES 350 is priced at $48,000. That is $19,000 less than the BMW. It holds its value 19.4 percentage points better after 5 years. Average maintenance runs $551 per year. That compares to $968 for the BMW. It also ranked number 1 in the industry for reliability in J.D. Power 2024. It recorded 135 problems per 100 vehicles. BMW recorded 190 problems per 100 vehicles. The Lexus ES is not a compromise. It is the right calculation. It is chosen by people who have stopped needing to prove something and started optimizing for something more important, keeping what they have already built. Part 8. Conclusion. A philosophy statement. There is a moment that happens to most BMW 5 Series owners. It usually comes in year 4, usually after a major repair bill, usually on an evening when they sit down and add everything up. They pull out a calculator, they type in the numbers, and they realize the gap between the car they thought they bought and the car they actually own is far wider than they expected. Much wider than that original $67,000 price tag. That moment never appears in any BMW advertisement. The most perfect trap is not the one that looks like a trap. It is the one that looks like a reward. Beautiful enough, luxurious enough, and validating enough. So you never stop long enough to read the real numbers. The BMW 5 Series is the most beautiful car to prove you are successful. The Lexus ES is the smartest car to actually hold on to that success.